What it is, guys, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at y'all with more Danmachi. Now, today we are going to be talking about Wargame. Wargame is on, and you do need to be, yes, this is like take 7 of this damn video, but you do need to be paying close attention to this because this is your absolutely free iris, you know? Let's go ahead and go to the rewards here. King 1 is kind of the one that I'm always after because Hero 3 is insane. Hero 3 becomes an ailment fest, and well, I'll show you the team that I've built, but I'm kind of sated at King 1. Hero 3 is a fun attempt, but by really the end of this, man, if you're not just hitting the next dude with ailment upon ailment upon ailment upon ailment with completely CP enhanced units, you're not doing anything. Case in point, let's look at this team. Yeah. So you can kind of see how this team is made. I'm really shocked that's a +4, but yeah. They get brutal up there, man. They get absolutely brutal. So, let's go and talk about this team. Now, I designed this team, admittedly, completely having forgotten that the retreat anklet does not work in Wargame. I wish upon wish upon wish that it worked in Wargame. That would be awesome. But it doesn't. And that's just life. Not much I can do about that. Okay? Now, to basically go over basically what this team does, I have Artemis here in the front. She's going to buff everybody's strength. I have this Bell. Now, Bell is an interesting case. I have him on debuff because I want him to remove all that physical resistance, obviously except for assists. It won't remove the assists physical resistance, but any physical resistance buffs that they put on their team, gone. As soon as he hits, gone. And you'll notice, even though it's a fast attack, his dexterity is really low. So he's going to get that off a little bit later in the game. It's going to improve his chances to get it off, which kind of sucks because you really want it at the end of the turn when everybody's already buffed themselves up. But still is a great unit. Argonaut and Cross don't need absolutely no introduction. And Haruhime is here, and she's set to buff because while her debuff is awesome, and her I don't need her heal skill, but she will still heal. Because remember, when she increases that counter rate, every time she counters, she actually does a heal move. So that's going to be really super important. So when and if she ever comes into play, getting that heal off is going to be insanely beneficial. And she's going to heal whoever has the lowest health, so which is usually honestly her. But that heal skill is awesome. And the more we get that heal skill off, because everybody's buffing their counter rates like crazy, which means when they counter, you have a greater chance of countering again, which means the more they hit her, the more she's going to heal everybody else, so on and so forth. So having her pretty much in the front of the pack is going to be really, really, really useful. Now, Chloe. I love what Chloe does, and I have her set to attack all because that pretty much forces her hand. If I go in here, go to status, okay? So her first one is foes low light physical attack with strength 80% plus 5 turns. More often than not, she does flash trick. Now because that one would be if she was set to buff. This one she gets off more often than not, and flash trick will nullify. She basically flips a coin, and everybody on the team gets a null ailment. Just flip a coin, and heads you get one, tails you don't. Pretty straightforward. She becomes a huge asset to this team. I did chase her. I wasn't able to MLB her, but hopefully we'll be able to pull her again. Now, that's the adventures. The assist, I have the Chloe assist actually on Artemis, because that first turn, when we're doing all our main things, we're buffing, we're doing all that stuff, we're not going to take that much damage. That's going to be a huge asset. Adrione is on there. If you're not familiar with what she does, and I wish she was MLB, I really wish she does. She was. But strength and endurance minus 10%, I think that goes up to 15, I believe, when she's MLB. Allies, null ailments times 2. That goes up times 3 when she's MLB. And believe, I actually didn't really respect that the way I should have, and I didn't really chase her the way I should have. But It's a thing. If it was really that important, I would use my gnome tickets, and I would put, you know, as much as I could into her. But right now, I think she's fine, and I'll tell you why here in a moment. Okay? Orna on Krazo, always. Just basically for the decks alone. Orna on Argonaut, always. I'm so glad I am a beat here. She's awesome. Now, I have the Artemis Assist on Argonaut, and the reason I have that is because Argonaut gets a ton of strength buffs. He is going to get super duper strong with her on there. She gives strength buffs to everyone across the board, 15%. Whoever she's on, 20%. She's insane. Kraso doesn't get any strength buffs for himself. He relies on assists and all that. So he's going to get a strength buff from her and a strength buff from the other Artemis. And that makes Kraso a monster. An absolute monster. Okay? Now, the Reveria that I have on on Haruhime, she is absolutely stellar. If you did not hit that rerun gacha, she is totally worth. I know I told you guys probably not to, but now that we know the crossovers are coming until January, if you don't have her MLB, get her MLB. She is absolutely the best for any kind of, and I mean any kind of magic unit. Excuse me. Plus, her skill, Thunder Resist minus 15%. We don't have any Thunders on there, but 15% HP regen. She's awesome. She's awesome. And, of course, we have this OG Hestia that I think everybody's familiar with. Null Ailments time 2, Dex and Endurance plus 15%. The hope and the goal was to have Artemis, the Artemis Adventurer and the Bella Adventurer leave after the first turn, but I completely forgot that the new Retreat Anklet doesn't work in Wargame, but this team is stellar. And, well, I say that as I haven't tested them yet in King. But this team should be absolutely killer. And hopefully, once we get further on up the totem pole, we'll be able to look at that. Just wrecking them. Wreck them in the rectum. I'm shocked they went to turn 2, but that's mostly because Artemis and Bell aren't really doing a whole heck of a lot. I do typically have a grind team, and I'll show you that too. So if I go here back here into Wargame, and I go over here, I usually use this team just for low-level grinding, because all those front units are basically just boosted beyond belief. It's very similar to the team that I built before, with the exception that I have Otaro and Osvi on there. And that's because those two hit like crazy. You could already see the deficit, though, for Argonaut and Krazo when... Man, I'm surprised they're doing so little, but that's alright. Yeah, still turn 2. So this team used to rip through, but I think people just got better assists now and all that stuff. They used to be a one-turn, like, smash and kill everything. Plus, I don't think I have the right equipment on them. I have to go through and give them a little bit better equipment and all that stuff. But it's just a grind team. I'm not worried about them. That's where my one defeat came from, is because I came up against a whale team with a grind team. So it actually probably would be better to just go ahead and keep using this team since they're a little bit faster. But that's my Wargame strategy. Like I said, when it comes to Wargame, I'm kind of aiming for King 1 all the time. And King 1 is a breeze with the team I've built. Hero 3 is, I mean, dare I say nigh impossible, but it kind of feels that way. It really does feel that way. Man, look at that. Yeah, see, if I had Haruhime on there, she would, for the grind, she would most certainly. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this for this last one. I bet you, if I swap those two out and then swap them back out when we get up to the higher levels, I bet with the counter rate, she will probably, because she's got crazy decks too, so she actually might get it off earlier. I don't know. But Wargame strategy, you know, what is yours? Let me know if you guys have a different strategy than I do, because for me, it's just at this point in the game, just ripping through as quickly as I can. Okay. So, getting a lot of extra hits there. Now we're on turn 2 again. There we go. Alright. So I've got to build a new one turn kill team. But Meh. Meh. I'm out of tickets. That's going to be it, guys. Let me know what your strategy is, because I'm loving this strategy, but again, I won't know 100% that it's going to work until I get up into the king levels, but I'm pretty sure that team's going to absolutely destroy. So I've never had a problem. Well, okay, never. Not in many war games have I had a problem attaining king 1. Usually if I end lower than king 1, it's because I got greedy, went after hero 3, and got beaten down. So aim for your goal, but don't get greedy because it costs you. That's the video, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow my Burnman. Hit me up at Booker. Be back at you guys with more Danmachi here at some point. I think we're doing Dokkan stream tonight. We'll figure it out.